Hello everyone, this is Ketan here. Today we're going to talk about CAT and CET, the major differences and the similarities. Now, why I would love to talk about this is basically, this is the month of August and I see, across everybody's is kind of, jumping towards CET, and I also see there are certain people in the market, they have started the Jamnalal Bajaj special batch as such. And that's the reason, even before I go ahead and kind of, give you a little idea, I just wanted to have kind of a little touch base upon, is it right time for you guys to start with CET? What's the perception that you guys have, and what are the bottlenecks that CET has, and also how we can leverage your preparation when it comes to CAD or CET. So let's get started with this. The first say or like to kind of touch base upon is the history and the perception that we all have about the CET as an examination. So yes, CET is one of the easiest exam across the management exams that you have, right? Definitely easier than the CAT as such. And that's the reason, most of the people, at least in the state of Maharashtra, most of the guys would love to go for, CET. Now, people go to CET, like people trying to give CET only because of two reasons. Number one is that the exam is easy, and the secondly most common reason that they want to try for Jamnalal Bajaj. Now, these are two predominant reasons why every MBA aspirant would love to go for CET. Alright, and then comes the second stuff, maybe something kind of a good stuff about CET, which is 200 questions in 150 minutes, and that's the reason I would say CET has a set pattern. Yeah, it doesn't change. I haven't seen it's been changing as far as the number of questions and the time allotted is concerned. Now, when you have 200 questions and you've got like 150 minutes, you get 46 seconds to solve one damn question. Now, if you go back to the history, and if you look at the last decade of CET as an examination, what used to happen, guys, that CET has this pattern, but this pattern was beautiful. So when I'm putting whenever I'm giving you a question, right, as a CET question, right, I know that guys has to solve that in a 46 seconds. Most of the questions in CET, they were of that level that you can actually crack them within 46 to 60 seconds time limit. So when we talk about Quant, okay, now Quant has always been way easy when it comes to your CETs, and that's the reason I said here, if you look at Quant, Quant has always been a kacha limbu. Like, what is it that kacha limbu means? It's a very simple thing, but it's very easy also. Yeah, so it's a great combination. The people who do not are unpro as far as CET is concerned, they always love to go for CET because the Quant level is pretty mild. Now, if you look at the other reasons that CET has always been favorite is that why 46 seconds? Alright, so Quant, like what kind of questions you have? So 1450, 87% would be how much? So I have to calculate 87% of 1450. That's the level of a question that you can expect from the arithmetic in CET. Verbal ability, okay, let's talk about verbal ability. So when we talk about para-jumble, which is a pain for like a lot of students when it comes to CAT, I think eventually we're going to have workshops on that as well. So if I talk about para-jumble, so we've got like 1, 2, 3, 4 and the 5 sentences, and they're damn easy. Now when I say, what do you mean by damn easy? Like just one sentence over there. The rules are pretty normal. So you look at noun, you look at pronoun, you look at abbreviation, you look at the place, so on and so forth, and you can definitely crack them. So that's what used to happen whenever it's all about verbal ability. Then let's talk about the RCs. RCs, they were always been simple, but yes, lengthy. But as you know, when you have a long RC or when you have a lengthy RC, which had 7 questions in there, and then you have around about 3 to 4 synonyms and antonyms, it's kind of easy to crack. But see, because you're playing as an economics of scale. It's one of the management jargon that I studied, while I was doing my MBA from KG Somaya. So economics of scale is like, you've got like number of questions, and then you try to increase your score in there. So if I give you like a long RC and if I give you only 3 questions, think about it. I'm going to spend like 5 minutes reading this RC and I have only 3 questions to solve. I may crack it, I may not crack it. But then if I go ahead and read the RC, which has like 5 paragraphs in it, and I've got like 15 questions to answer, good deal. I will definitely go for it because I know out of 15, I can at least crack 7, 8 questions and my score goes up by that many marks. Simple. So yeah, so that was a level of verbal ability when it comes to CET. Now, let's look at logical reasoning. Logical reasoning been always favorite to a lot of MBA aspirants. Logical reasoning, right? Now, logical reasoning level was damn easy. So, what you have as far as logical reasoning is concerned, so you've got coding and decoding, you've got blood relations, then you've got puzzles. Like these were the typical chapters, these were the typical topics we used to have, in CET last decade. And the level of difficulty was damn easy. So, if you look at puzzle, I'd never seen puzzle in CET which is like more than 5 to 6 lines. That's all. That's a simple cute little puzzle out there. It's like mostly it's blood relations or a direction, simple, and you've got like 3 to 4 questions or other 5 questions. CET has been actually known to have questions in the set of 5, and then yeah, 5 questions, you go ahead, you spend 5 minutes, 5 questions, you knock it off, simple. That's all. Then there used to become something called as the selection criteria questions. They used to come in the set of 10 questions. So let's say I'm a ABC company limited and I want to hire or I want to recruit a candidate, and then I would just simply put down all the all the criteria that I have. I want him to be an MBA graduate from like top 10 B school. I want to have him like 3 years of work experience, so on and so forth. And then you have 10 questions based on that criteria. Simply what you have to do is that just check if the question is given, just check if that meets the criteria and then answer it accordingly. Simple. So you get 10 marks every year like that. I mean, it's been very easy. Then you have something called as mathematical impressions, coding and decoding. It's like number series. Number series has always been very typical. 5 set questions, and then like scoring 3 to 4 has always been easy. And again, no negative marking, right? So no negative marking also makes it kind of a popular exam because then most of the time you work on your gut feelings. I simply call it as tukka. In a sophisticated English, you would call it as a guesswork. But whatever it is, it's basically a guesswork. Now, so that has always been the pattern of CET. If you guys have, why am I telling you this? Because you guys are giving exam now, you should understand, what it was there. So this pattern was till 2010. The pattern which I just said pattern was there till 2010. Now let's try and understand in CET which has kind of dramatic changes in it, right? So if you look at CET, there has been a lot of changes in there. What sort of changes we have? Now, even before I jump ahead and talk about this exam being an unpredictable exam, I would love to kind of, talk about the level of difficulty moved from easy to tough. Yes, so if you look at over a period of time, from last 6 years, the level of CET as an examination has moved from easy to tough. Okay, now, okay, so even if you look at from that perspective, so the level moved up. So what's the big deal about it? It's fine. But when level moves up from easy to tough, I still have 200 questions and I still get 150 minutes to solve it. Earlier, the level of the questions were that I can crack those questions in a minute or a minute and a half. But right now, if you look at what has changed dramatically, is that I'll start with the puzzles first. So if you look at the puzzle, guys, the puzzle that I'm getting, the one single puzzle in CET is of round about 16 to 18 lines. I have to read this entire puzzle. So puzzle is like, for example, there are 10 cars. They are, they are parked in like 8 different directions, having 10 different drivers in there. So 10 different drivers. They have 10 different names. They're wearing 10 different color shirts. And then you have a puzzle and you need to understand, which is the car parked at like southeast and what's the name of the driver and which color shirt he's wearing. All that stuff. It's a little weird and it's a little tough, rather complicated. Now, 16 to 18 line puzzles, guys, this is nothing but it's kind of a long RC which you have. Now you have to read this many lines here. After reading these many lines, you have to answer 3 to 5 questions. And the level of difficulty is a little higher when it comes to puzzles. So that's all about puzzle. Alright. Now let's try and understand the other criterias that you have. So when you have puzzles which has a 16 to 18 lines, it makes your paper damn lengthy, and you definitely cannot expect to crack this puzzle in less than 10 minutes time. It's little impossible. There are people who can do it, but then I'm gonna share that with you how you guys can actually do that. Now, let's move on to the verbal ability. Okay, now if you look at the verbal ability, which is the again the one of the important area as far as CET is concerned, verbal ability has they used to ask all the long RCs in there, but now they changed their pattern and they started asking you short RCs. People also call it as squat RCs. Now, short RCs with 3 to 4 questions, not a good deal. I'm spending time on this RC. I have to read it line by line, and after that, what I get 3 to 4 questions. That's all. Some people say it's good. Some people say it's not good. We have different perspective and the opinions on it. Now let's move ahead and discuss a very important aspect of CET, which is quant. Quant has always been a kacha limbu, which is very easy thing, and like, so you've got like how much, like you've got like 20 to 25 questions earlier, and then out of that you will have around about 10 to 11 questions, which is based on the arithmetic, and then if you can solve it, it's wonderful. The level of difficulty was like damn easy, and then you have little bit like from THD and mixtures and allegation, probability and PNC, all the time favorite, 6 to 7 questions. And even if you don't know these questions, yeah, you can take a smart guess and you can move ahead. That has always been the case when it comes to CET till 2010. But what changed later on? The change is the quantitative level all of a sudden went up. So what happened? So you have arithmetic. Yes, you do have arithmetic right now also, but the level of arithmetic has changed. It has become quite lengthy. Then you've got an introduction of geometry, trigonometry, log, and you have TSD, mixture and allegation. All these questions were there, but difficulty level, absolutely tough. Not mediocre also. Couple of questions were mediocre, a couple of like most of them were tough. So you have to spend much time to get the questions right. So people who used to believe that yes, I'm not that great in quant and that's the reason I'm not gonna go for CAT and I would love to go for CET, those kind of students got disappointed very badly. Now here is the alarming situation. If you look at and if you understand the pattern of CET, I would urge you guys to go back, look at the paper of 2011 which I gave and scored 99.61 percentile in that. Go back to your entire paper, look at 2011 paper and look at the level of difficulty it has and look at the length of the paper. So if you look at the entire thing as far as your CET is concerned, 2011 was as tough as CAT. 2012 was not an exception at all. 2013, a dramatic change. CET was not there. Government introduced CMAT. 2014, the paper was little above the average, but life was not that great at that point in time. 2015, the paper was damn easy. And the story repeats, 2016, the paper was damn tough, just like CAT. Now, my question for all those lovely students who are only and only betting or aiming for CET, my question is, can you afford to put all your cards or rather your career on CET exam, which has been so much unpredictable and so many changes happening from last 6 years? So if you do it well, it's fine, but then if you're not, then there is going to be a problem. So if you look at speed as far as CET is concerned, is not a key anymore. Right? Now, you need to ask to yourself that if you are planning for CET, okay, and if you have such kind of pattern changing in CET, how to cope with it? Okay, how to cope with it? Rather, I would take it as your entire career management. How are you going to do that? Are you just going to prepare for CET? Or there is something that over and above you want to do that? So if CET comes tough, right, just like 2016 or what's been happening from 2011, if you've only prepared for CET for an average level, how are you going to cope with it? How are you going to manage that? Right? Definitely, you can manage it. You can definitely manage it. But then, it's going to be really tough to crack top 3 B schools in Mumbai or top 3 B schools in Maharashtra under CET, which is, you've got JB, then you've got Sydenham, and then you've got KJ Somaya. You may crack it, you may get like, a couple of percentile, maybe like 85 and 90 percentile. But then guys, to be very honest, that's not to any good B school. Alright, now let's move on to the important slide. How to cope with it. Alright, how to cope. Now, if you plan to prepare for CET right from now, I don't think it's right decision or it's a right move as far as your management education or career is concerned. Okay, now when I say start early, what exactly you guys need to do? I would advise start preparing for CAT. Now hold on, don't raise your eyebrows. Okay, what I'm trying to tell you is that again it's a perception and it's your attitude. I'm not telling you guys to start preparing for CAT, but then you gotta trick your mind. You gotta trick your mind a little bit that you are not preparing for CAT. Guys, CAT is the mother of all the exams, to be very honest, and that's the reason it has the level of difficulty which is tough. Now, what I'm trying to tell you is you are going to prepare for a tough level, irrespective of the exam. I want you to train your mind is that saying, okay, I'm not getting ready for CAT, but what I'm trying to cope with is basically I'm trying to get ready for the tough level of the examination. What tough level? Tough level of verbal, tough level of quant, tough level of logical reasoning, and tough level of data interpretation. Now let's try and understand the changes that we have in CET from back in 2011. They all are not exactly as per the CAT, but yes, they do have some similarities with CAT. Look at CAT puzzles. They're always lengthy and tough, complicated. Okay. Look at the quantitative aptitude. Yes, geometry has a very good significance and a very good weightage as far as CAT is concerned. Verbal ability, squat RC's favorite. And that's the reason if you're only trying for CET at this point in time, you are actually planned to fail. Simple. Now, this is not exaggeration, but yes, over a period of like 6 years, we have seen all the people from CETking getting into the top B schools. Let me talk only about Jamnalal Bajaj. 98 to 99% of the guys, they have given CAT. Okay, now if you look at the similarities of CET and CAT, the preparation of CAT will help you to kind of do little bit more better or kind of score higher as far as your CET is concerned. And that's the main kind of suggestion that I have for all of you. Now let's understand. When you prepare for CAT, there are a lot of people who get disappointed. Oh no, I don't want to prepare for CAT. Now look at this. Cracking CAT does not mean 99.99 percentile. No ways. KJ Somaya, a college like KJ Somaya gives you a call on 91 percentile. Okay, you get a call, you do a great performance in GDPI or like CDPI, and you get into a B school. Yes, you have cracked it. There are so many folks out there, they score 99.99, but they do not, or they could not get into IIM, which is like A, B, C. And that's the reason I say we got to change our perception that cracking CAT does not always mean you need to score 99.99 percentile. You just have to remember one thing, that going for CAT is basically preparing for the highest level of difficulty in the management aptitude test. In a simple level, guys, I want to explain this to you. So if you go to gym, right, and if you are kind of you picked up 20 kg weight, okay, and then I tell you, okay, fine, now you have lifted up the 20 kg, now let's go ahead and lift up the 5 kg. This 5 kg is going to be way ahead lighter for you guys because you've already taken 20 kg earlier. And that's the reason, if you look at this is CAT. This is all CET, SNAP, and MAT, so on and so forth. So what I want you guys to do is basically prepare for a higher level rather than preparing for a smaller level right from the month of August. So what I want you guys to do is break these sections, which is DI, verbal ability, quantitative aptitude, and then comes logical reasoning, and make sure that you are focusing on the CAT based questions. You may struggle when you start, but then eventually you will understand as to how to go ahead with this and as to how to solve the highest level of difficulty questions. Now let's try and understand how these things will eventually help you. So is it only one thing that is going to help you? No. So you know that CAT notification is out and you're going to have your first date this year with CAT, which is going to be on 4th December. Okay. Now, Once your CAT is done, what you have, you've got 20th December, you've got Snap knocking your doors. Okay, now let's try and understand. Snap, ZAT, NMAT, CMAT, and what you have is CET. All these 3, 4, 5 exams, they are unique. Snap and ZAT has GK in it. The level of quant, the level of DI, the level of verbal is definitely different. NMAT, CET, different. CET has something called as visual reasoning, which you again need to practice right from month of January, and we will help you for that. If you join our workshops, definitely we're going to help you for that. So if you look at these exams and see, if I have somebody who is only preparing for all these exams, so what happens is, the demerit of this is that person, that chap has to prepare for all the exams in a different way. So he has to prepare for all the exams in a different way. So he'll prepare for Snap differently, he'll prepare for ZAT, for decision making differently, then for GK, then for visual reasoning, so on and so forth. Why do you want to do that? Let's be a smart ass, and we're gonna prepare this at a one go. So how do we do that? We go for CAT. We prepare for CAT. The moment we prepare for CAT, look at this: logical reasoning, data interpretation, verbal ability, quant, highest level, done. Okay? Nothing comes as tough as CAT. I understand that is a little bit an exception, and then you will have to prepare for GK. But then again, you can guys watch my upcoming videos to understand the GK and how to cope with the GK. But that's the main the summary of the discussion today that we have is that prepare for LR, DI, verbal ability, quantitative aptitude on a very high level so that you can cope with CET. Is it only CET that we are targeting? No, it's not only CET. So the next exam is Snap. Okay, so you prepare for CAT, you don't have to study differently for Snap. A person, a smart ass who study very hard till say November end, yeah, he studies very hard till November end, he gets everything done, quant, DI, LR, so on and so forth. For the Snap paper, he just have to study general knowledge, that's all. And this guy later on will be only focusing on mock papers, and other janta in the market, they will be striving so hard to work on the quant as far as Snap is concerned, then work on logical reasoning for Snap, and this is going to be haywire completely. So you guys don't have direction. After this, you have ZAT. Again, a level of difficulty goes up. You have to prepare, you have to change yourself accordingly. Then comes Narsimunji and MAT again. Then comes CMAT. So you see, you will have to be very flexible to prepare, and you really cannot afford that. You cannot afford that. So be smart and prepared only once, and that's the reason CAT. So what I'm trying to do, I'm doing a risk management here for you guys. So if you understand this, you are sorted. Okay, and that's the reason I will definitely like you guys to kind of prepare for CAT. This is month of August. Yes, it's not too late for CAT. You can definitely join coaching for CAT, and if not coaching, then you can look forward to have our workshop, which is going to happen in Mumbai very soon. You can go for that, and then we can help you to kind of for the upcoming exams, and also as far as the CAT and everything is concerned. All right, that's all from my side, guys. I hope you kind of understood the idea here, what I really want to say. If there is anything that you guys want to, ask us, you guys can simply call CETking, or else you can just drop a comment in this video. This is just starting that I came up with. There will be a lot of videos upcoming. Let me know which kind of questions you have, so I can answer them either via video, or maybe I can answer them maybe one-on-one. And I hope you guys enjoy these videos and take into consideration what has been advised to you. Thank you so much.